And good evening, WNBA and women's basketball fans. Putting a wrap on the week here of Olympic coverage. Welcome back in, though, folks, to the WNBA 365 Network, your 24/7, 365 comprehensive home for everything revolving around the WNBA, the rest of the women's basketball universe. Back with the folks here on a Friday night edition of WNBA 365 Rio Olympic Central for Friday night, August 12th, 2016. And again, folks, join the night in the hangout, of course, by the All SoCal crew once more again. Tanisha Stewart, both up in Los Angeles, and Cal McClure joining you folks here from Studio 171 in San Diego. Shorty and KT, another tremendous day of Olympics, of course, for Olympic gaming today, and also three more great games in Group B play today. Other than that, guys, how's it going tonight? And like normal, good to see you.
Hi.
Hey, it's all good.
And like normal, folks, of course, Facebook and Twitter are wide open for you folks this evening. So hit us up, of course, on Facebook over at facebook.com/WNBA365, or hit us up on Twitter at WNBA365, at Calamac3, at ShortyMamba24, or at Pup1010 with the hashtag WNBA365. Or if you are viewing us live tonight, folks, hit up our live chat box. We'll get to your questions, comments, or concerns when we have a break in the action. Also, folks, if you are on Twitter, you can partake, too, in our Flashback Friday Twitter poll question of the night. Sort of in a way, of course, on Flashback Friday, going back to sort of like the golden age, I guess, of network television, folks. We want to kind of get your take here on what you think, which 1990s era Nickelodeon show from the 90s do you think our whole panel probably best all that, Thornberries, Rocket Power, or You Can't Do That on television. We'll have the results for you folks in about 25 minutes. We'll head over to our Twitter page, of course, at WNBA365, and vote in tonight's question of the night poll question. With that, of course, tonight, guys, Shorty and Crystal getting back on track here with three more games. First up today is Serbia and China. Serbia gets the victory tonight for today over China, 80-72. Notable names for Serbia: Sonja Petrovic's 20 points in the victory, Jelena Malovanovic with 10, and Ana Dabovic with 23 points. Her sister Malika only with 2 points in the game. And notably for China, it is M. Sun, 16 points in the losing effort for China. And of course, Shorty, Serbia, like you said, though, more so again using that USA loss against them, of course, as a measuring stick for this next matchup. I look like they fixed up a lot of the loopholes that they had to go wrong against Team USA, patched it up, and got the victory over China today. Shorty, what do you think was different for Serbia today, as opposed to playing today, as opposed to probably playing Team USA, of course, last time out?
Yeah, well, as we brought up, they gained that confidence from playing in Team USA, and they definitely applied it in this game versus China. You got good numbers from Petrovic and Dapovic, 20 and 23 points alike. Also, great field goal shooting for Serbia, shooting 55%. Actually, both teams were pretty decent, at 55 and 50% for China. But, they just did, the little things. And, again, they gained that confidence, and they pulled out, a win.
Crystal, I think that when Shorty was right, hit it right on the noggin, though, the last time out here when she said, that, pretty much teams will use Team USA, or sometimes in sports you use a bigger and better team that you really have no luck beating or competing with as that measuring stick of like, okay, this is what we got to work on, so we got to work on this and that. That's probably, of course, Crystal, as Shorty brought, though, about what Serbia probably was using that USA game for was, okay, where do we kind of stand? Where is our where is our learning curve, I guess, for this next game? And obviously they patched up what they had to patch up. Again, got big games from Ana Dabovic, also got a big game from Petrovic as well, and then Malovanovic chipping in 10 points. So again, Chris, probably that same thing. But what did you probably see different from Serbia tonight as opposed to last time out when they played Team USA a couple days ago?
Like I said yesterday, Serbia's one of there are the few young teams that are in the Olympic Games, and I don't mean young as far as age. I mean young as far as we haven't really seen them much in these kind of competitions. But I think them playing against USA, anytime you can come and play against America and do well against them, of course that's gonna be like a confidence booster for you. Even though they lost, they proved to themselves like we almost beat one of the top teams in this tournament, and we feel good about it. So I think Serbia is probably closer than Senegal is as far as like the talent pool and how far we can expect them to go. I wouldn't be surprised if they were in the 2020 Olympics, but I think pretty much them playing against USA gave them the confidence and they knew what they had to do to beat this team that they played today.
Shorty, kind of revisiting China, or now going to China now, of course, Shorty, they get one player today in double figures, again, that was M. Sun. Sun was 16 points, and everyone else was in single figures. But again, Shorty, I wanted to say this here, but much like Senegal, China for a bit there was just like them. They would play and get blown out. Of course, we saw them, Shorty, when they would play against, in those preseason terms for WNBA season, against either Connecticut, Los Angeles, or Chicago, but they were pretty much like Senegal, sadly. But again, we're a team that you pretty much, dominated from start to finish. But Shorty, I think that China has made some strides, though, since we've seen them play in WNBA exhibition games in the previous years. But Shorty, maybe in but Shorty, where do you probably see China, though, being in the next 2 to 4 years as we get closer to the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo in England? What do you think and why?
Well, at this point for China, it's kind of hard to tell because they were pretty much inconsistent, for their run in the Olympics. So it's really hard to tell. Do they have a chance, at the 2020 Olympics? Possibly, but as for right now, is yet to be determined.
And again, Crystal, pretty much for a bit there, again, China was much like Senegal is in 2016. Again, how China would come over and play in those, exhibition games with either the Sparks or Chicago or Connecticut, and they would play that little mini 4-team kind of, showcase tournament during the preseason. But again, Crystal, I think that they have made some type of improvement, though, since we've seen them come and play the teams in the U.S. in regards to, the WNBA franchise. But Crystal, probably, though, where do you see China, though, being in maybe 2 to 4 years as we get closer to the next up-and-coming international games?
I think they could be competitive. I think China will be up there. Like you said, WNBA teams always play them for some reason during preseason. And, a lot of the time China ends up on the blowout end of those games, unfortunately. But I do think China can learn and eventually will become a better team. So I give China probably like 4 more years so they actually start to make noise in international play.
So we're going to go about that time frame. But again, folks, first game for today, Serbia over China, 80-72 in Group B play. Next game, guys, was the Battle of North America, bragging rights for the medal round at least. Team USA and Canada hooking up today. And guys, I said I was hoping for a close game, but in the end, Team USA with a 30-point victory over the Canadians today, 81-51. It was, though, guys, close, though, for a bit. Team USA and Canada going back and forth in the early part of the game, but honestly, Team USA, though, stepping on the gas pedal, 24-point third quarter. Box score here for Canada today. Kia Nurse only held the 3 points today. Also scoring today was Naira Fields with 7. Natalie Achanwa was 6. And also notably for Canada, pretty much everyone else again held under 10 points in the game today. Everybody for Canada in single digits today. For Team USA across the board. Scoring less today, Lindsay Whalen with 6 points, Simone Augustus with 4. Sue Bird today, but did, though, have 9 dimes in the win today for Team USA. Maya Moore with 12, Angel McCoughtry with 8, Brianna Stewart with 5, Tamika Catchings with 2, Elena Deladon with 9, Diana Taurasi with 12, Sylvia Fowles with 4, Tina Charles with 10, and Brittany Griner with 9 points, but was, though, in some minor foul trouble earlier in the game today. Canada did lead, though, for 3 minutes and change. Team USA led for 36 minutes and 47 seconds, and the biggest lead in the game was a 34-point lead for Team USA. So, Shorty, I gave Canada a chance yesterday, and for a bit there, it looked like it was going to be close, but at the end, though, Team USA goes full throttle again with a 35 or a 45-point second half, 24-21 across the board there. But again, was, though, close, neck and neck again. They gave up the lead again to Canada early, but again, that veteran experience again, pretty much waltzing over a young and up-and-coming and getting experienced team in Canada. Shorty, again, thoughts on Team USA, again, winning this one, again, by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah, well, for Team USA, it wasn't their best game, but when it was time to step up and for, players to take over in certain instances, they definitely did that. The closest, the score was the first quarter. Team USA was only up by 2, 18-16, and then after that first quarter, they just blew them out. Oh my goodness, the rebounding disparity, 43 to 25 in rebounds. I mean, Team USA after that first quarter just dominated. And yeah, looking at the stat sheet, no player in double figures. That showed, how much, Canada really struggled, with Team USA. And just watching the game, I think one of the things, it was USA's length that Canada struggled with, the Tina Charles, the Brittany Grinders, they had no answer, for those set players. So it was basically USA all the way.
Again, Crystal, I gave Canada a chance in this game. I figured it wasn't going to be much like what we have seen from Team USA, again, blowing the doors off Senegal, blowing the doors off other teams. Again, it was close for a bit, but again, like I said, though, that veteran experience, the veteran leadership and talent of this U.S. roster, of course, comes to fruition. But again, though, Canada, I think they'll kind of shot themselves in the foot, though, by not having anybody in double figures and scoring, though, but also, again, there was not a whole lot of production for the Canadians in the game today. But I guess, Crystal, your thoughts about Canada's loss to Team USA from their side of the story in your mind?
Like you said, Canada's a young team in the Olympics, and I think Canada is definitely up and coming. Excuse me, I'm like battling allergies right now. But I think if Canada probably would have had a little bit more experience, not saying that they would have beaten Team USA, but I think the margin would have been a little bit closer. I too was expecting this game to be a little bit closer, but like we said, Canada's a young team. They'll definitely be back. I don't think they should hold their heads down because I think they're definitely getting a medal this Olympics. Whether it be bronze or silver, they're definitely medaling in this Olympics. I'm calling it now.
Shorty, going down to Team USA for this one again, I know that, oof, man, I mean, it's been kind of rough to watching Team USA playing to some of these scorelines, but again today, though, more so kind of more of the same between Taurasi and Moore carrying the load again. Reiner with 9 points. So it really was not, and I'm sure that everyone would say, though, Shorty, that this was not the best game that they played so far in the games. They were really tested early in the first half of this game up until they really got their legs under them in the second half. But I guess, Shorty, maybe your thoughts about the slow start today for Team USA as opposed to recent games in the Olympics in your mind?
For the reason for their slow start, I mean, Canada, was testing them in that first quarter. And, Team USA does have a tendency, in a few of these games in the Olympics to have, a slow start. I don't know if fatigue might be setting in with some of the players or complacency at most, but, they have those slow starts, but they use, the rest of the quarters and especially halftime to, come together, and it's definitely what they did in this game. Shot 55% overall, 42% from three. So, they have those slow starts, but they eventually, get it together.
Crystal, I think, though, in this instance again, I think this is probably two games where Team USA's had a bit of up and down, kind of erratic start to a game. And again, we see them, really pull through and push through to the finish line in the second half of the game. Again, Crystal, what do you probably attribute, I guess, Team USA struggles in this game in the first half, in your mind? What do you think probably attributes to their slow starts in this game tonight?
Fatigue, probably one. I would say a little bit of complacency because, they are beating teams by so much. I mean, even today, they still beat Canada by, almost 40 or something like that?
30.
Yeah, and see, that's the point. Even though they got up to a pretty good margin, but I want to say complacency is probably the biggest thing. And we all know what happens when a team gets complacent, but I will credit Maya Moore for telling this team to buck up. We're here for a bigger reason. We're here for Team USA. We're here for our country. We can't play like that. So I think the next couple of games they will get it together. But I think complacency more than fatigue is the reason why they started off so slow.
I would agree with that aspect. And by the way, guys, to pull over and into the chat box real quick, Todd Mintz is asking, how does the medal round work? Todd, I just pulled the brackets here for you, and this is how it's going to be working here, folks. As of now, two teams have already qualified. Easy for me to say, but two teams have qualified already for the second round stage already. So the knockout/medal round goes as follows, folks. Australia will take on the fourth place team in Group B on August 16th. Runners-up in Groups B and A, or the runners-up in Group B, will play the third-place team in Group A. And then the next one will be runners-up in Group A. We'll play the third-place team in Group A, then Group B, and then Team USA will play the fourth-place team of Group A, which at this point would be Japan, if in fact results were to hold up here for the next round of qualifications. But again, to reiterate once more, the knockout/medal round goes as follows here again. Australia versus the fourth-place team in Group B. So right now could be the Aussies playing Serbia at this point. The runners-up of Group B, which would be France, would take on the third-place group from the third place from Group A, or group from Group A. So they're actually supposed to switch that up real quick, kind of going on the fly here. But right now it would be Spain, actually, as the runners-up in Group B, taking on the third-place team, which would be Turkey from Group A at this point. And then the next matchup would be the runners-up of Group A, which then would be France. They would then take on the third-place team of Group B, which would be Canada, and then Team USA would take on the fourth-place team of Group A, which would be Japan. We'll hopefully get that straightened out to you folks sometime later on in the program when we have a better, clear shot at it in just a few moments later on in the block. Last game for the night, guys, in regards to group play. Spain crushing Senegal 97-43, a final score of the day for this final game for Friday's action in the Olympics today. Pretty much, guys, big games all around today from Alba Torrens, from Marta Chagre, and even Ana Cruz, and even Aston Nador also at big games for Spain. And notably for Senegal, they had one player in double figures at 16 points, while they did shoot, though, 26.2% from the field in this game. And Shorty, man, you know, this is like these have been sadly the matches that we have kind of, you know, I guess dreaded or pretty much hated to talk about. Of course, with Senegal again getting in there, you know, at this point in time, again getting there, again developing country, but again Shorty on the game though, where they sadly again are demolished against Spain, getting double-figure points across the board from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, looks like, in double digits for Spain. Shorty, thoughts on the game today in your mind?
Total domination, my goodness. I'm looking at the stat sheet, I'm looking at team comparisons, and I'm just heart attack, my goodness. Sit back for a second. Okay, field goals for Spain. They shot 62%, my goodness. 36% from 3, 89% from the free throw line. Oh my goodness. 55 rebounds. My goodness, when have you ever heard that in an Olympic game? 55 rebounds, 29 assists, 17 turnovers, which was, of course, ideal for them compared to Senegal with 20. And, oh my goodness, 58 points in the paint and 49 bench points. This was just complete domination. Senegal never had a chance.
You know, and Crystal, Shorty is right on the money with this one. Again, Senegal, again, really, again, a feel-good story, but again, really had no chance at this point in time to really put much on the table again. And once more, again, you know, for them, again, developing country, again, with their basketball program, again, getting the Olympic Games is big enough for them again. And I know it was 4 pretty, you know, unconvincing losses for them, but you know, but again, though, I'm sure that they're going to be back though sometime soon. But I guess, Crystal, is there any thoughts about Spain romping Senegal today to wrap up, or put a bow, at least looks like so far, on this portion of group play?
See, I was hoping that they would at least get one win, but they didn't, and my heart's with Senegal. You know, they worked really hard to get there, and they beat out, you know, potentially Russia to get there. We all know Russia is normally a pretty good team. You see them almost every Olympics, and you know, you feel happy that Senegal made it as far as they did. Then at the same time, you feel kind of sad because it's like we know how much this meant to them and their country, but they should keep their heads held high. They should be proud they got to the Olympics and just keep working and try to make another one.
So with that, guys, to recap today's games in the this portion of Group B play, again, final scores for the day: Serbia over China 80-72, USA over Canada 81-51, and Spain over Senegal 97-43, wrapping up Friday's action in Rio. Again, folks, to kind of, again, touch base on what perhaps could be Again, this is, again, a tentative / up in the air, subject to change bracket for the knockout stage again, and how it's going to work here. Again, I know I got very confused if I confused you all. Travis again here, so take 2 E-Mark action. Here we go, Travis again, with the knockout stage group here again. So at this point, again, Australia and Team USA have already qualified by winning the groups already at 4-0 with both those teams. Now, again, Australia, again, would face the 4th place team in Group B at this point, which right now at this point is Serbia. That, of course, subject to change with both them and China being both 1 and 3 at this point. The following matchup after that would be the runners-up of Group B at this point would be Spain and or Canada facing the 3rd place team of Group A, which could be at this point Turkey and also perhaps China, Japan, with them both being 2 and 2. Following that would be the runners-up of Group A, which at this point is France at 3 and 1, and they would take on the 3rd place team of Group B, which is Canada at 3 and 1, and then Team USA would take on the 4th place team of Group A, which would be Japan and or Turkey, also subject to change for the knockout stage of the medal round for the Olympics. Couple comments, guys, real quick. Just one quick comment, two quick comments here from our good viewer Christy Wilson. Said, "Hey guys, blown away by the stats that Shorty is mentioning. Talk about complete domination by Team USA and also by Spain over Senegal in today's action." Moving on, guys, to the weekend scoreboard again, wrapping up the final couple games here for the opening round stage. Starting off, guys, with games for Saturday beginning tomorrow. Of course, folks, all games are Rio time, 8:15, 11:30, 1:45. First game up, Shorty, Australia and Belarus. Shorty, who you got and why?
Australia, all the way.
One vote for the Aussies. Crystal, how about you?
Australia. I think it goes in first. That Belarusian team.
All right, all three of us going to go with the Australian side. Next game, guys, is Turkey and Brazil, 11:30 local time. Shorty, what do you think?
For this one, I'm going Turkey. I mean, Laura, as her name overseas, Laura Sanders, you know, she's just been dominant all the way. And sadly for Brazil, their post players have been inconsistent in this entire tournament. So I'm going with Turkey.
So one vote for Turkey. Crystal, how about you?
I'm going to go with Turkey on this one, too.
All three going with Turkey. As Brazil, as we said, guys, they've had problems already. They've had problems, I should say, all games, so we'll go with Turkey in this one. Next game for Saturday, Japan and France. Shorty, what do you got?
This is going to be a good one, and I think this is going to be close because Takashi, you know, is just playing well in this tournament, but also there's Gruda and Yakubu. So I'll go with France in this one, even though it's going either way. Shorty
with France in this one. Crystal, what about you?
Ooh, I'm going to go with France, too. I think Sandrine, Gruda, and those French women are going to pretty much take it to them. I think, honestly, France is probably going to be the other team that is the medal.
So we'll all go with the French in this matchup. So again, to reiterate Saturday's games, folks, real quick. In Australia, Belarus, 8:15 local time, 11:30 game, Turkey and Brazil, and 1:45 Japan and France, 1:45 on Saturday. Sunday action, guys, beginning at 8:15 a.m. China and Team USA. Shorty, what do you think?
U.S. by 30 or more.
USA by 30. Crystal, what about you?
USA is going to win. I'm not going to give a specific number, but they're definitely going to win.
I'll go USA by 25 in this matchup. Next game, guys, Senegal and Serbia, 11:30. Shorty, what do you got?
Serbia.
All right, one vote for the Serbian side. KT, what about you?
You kind of cut off.
Serbia and Senegal.
Oh, Serbia.
All three have Serbia in this matchup. And then, guys, the next game for Sunday will be Spain and Canada. This, I believe, will find, and this actually, folks, is going to mark the end of group play. This is the last game for the group stage to begin the tournament. Shorty, what do you got, Hispania or Canada?
This is interesting. I think this is going to be closer than anyone thinks, but I'm ultimately going to go with Canada.
One vote for Canada. Crystal, what about you?
It did it again. Canada versus who? It, cut off.
Hispania.
Ooh, it is going to be close. Canada by like 5.
So everyone here is in agreement. So we're all going to pick Canada. We're all going to pick Serbia, Team USA, and France and Turkey and Australia to win over the weekend, folks. And again, folks, you have about 5 more minutes here to get in votes. Again, we did pose a question on Twitter for this evening's program again, kind of out of utter lunacy. But again, the question of the night on Twitter, getting you on vote in our poll question for the next 5 minutes again is, we know that we're a bunch of wacky and crazy people on here for this panel, but I guess if we were to be a part of a 90s Nickelodeon television show, which show would our panel best fit the cast for? All That, The Wild Thornberrys, Rocket Power, or you can't do that on television. You have about 4 minutes left to vote, so get in your votes. We'll have those results for you folks at the top of the hour. With that, guys, to the other generic talk about the Olympic Games, of course, Shorty, we really just can't say enough good things right now about USA swimming, USA beach volleyball. We've had a lot of more great events today, of course, guys. Katie Ledecky, perhaps the single greatest performance, at least for today, of course, winning the 200-meter, 400-meter, and 800-meter in her events, and also a lot of other great things today on the other Olympic front. Shorty, give us your pick to click or the event that you probably watched the most today for Friday night.
I watched a number of events, but I definitely did watch swimming. Katie Ledecky, oh my goodness. You know she's a beast when she finished and she's waiting at the end line, waiting for the other swimmers to catch up. That's how you know she was that dominant. And also, shout outs to Michael Phelps. He only won silver, but, that's still pretty good. They can't all win gold. Sadly, Team USA Soccer was an example of that. But still, props to them, and hopefully they'll get back into things within the World Games and also the 2020 Olympics. Also, track and field, the start of track and field, and also look at Crystal. Yes, USA won there, and also for the women, Ethiopia, was pretty good, doing big things. So I love the Olympic coverage that was on today.
Man, we have had such enough great things, Crystal. Again, we had Katie Ledecky today winning 2 more gold medals, adding on to her. Again, guys, it's long enough, guys, when I see Mike Peterson, our good man at the Sportsman on Twitter, tweet out a video that was taken that Ledecky was waiting at the finish line, guys, for so long that you could have played the first few seconds of the song "Smooth" by Carlos Santana by the time someone finally touched the wall to end their race after Ledecky just blew everybody out of the water. And then, of course, Crystal, your best event or favorite event, track and field going on. Also, guys, should mention too, Michaela Meyer with a 3-0 shutout in her first boxing match for Team USA 2 in the 52 or about 54-kilogram boxing today for women's boxing as well today, plus track and field. Crystal, what else were you watching other than hoops today for Rio 2016?
Oh, man, you said it. I was watching swimming. Katie Ledecky was so far. She booked her next vacation. She worked out for the next Olympic trial. She was that's how far she was from everybody else. It was just crazy. I was also watching track. I was watching the 100, which is probably one of my favorite track events. I was actually shocked, even though this is only the trial run for the heats, I was actually shocked that a Jamaican came in second. If you guys know anything about track, those Jamaicans are fast, and she lost to somebody from Trinidad and Tobago. So this is gonna be a really interesting track and field event. I can't wait. But pretty much swimming, track, basketball, and that heartbreaker of a soccer game is like the only things that I really watch. But yeah, I'm just excited. This is the thing I missed, unfortunately, because I was asleep. But track, I can't wait. Y'all go see me get hype over that one.
Yeah, everyone's going to get hype for track and field, folks. Some quick comments about the games real quick. Todd says that we are playing Turkey. He's betting me dinner at the Sparks game against Indiana on September 4th. If Turkey, I guess, wins or loses, I'll work that out later. Christy Wilson says Katie Ledecky absolute beast in the water. Was happy as well, guys. That Michelle Carter won the gold in shot put as well. And Todd says he is a huge aficionado of the marathon in track and field events. But also, again, guys should mention as well. But also, again, Michaela Meyer winning the first match or winning the first female match for USA Boxing today, a 3-0 shutout for her today in her first bout. Clarissa Shields due to fight in a couple of days. All right, guys, before we wrap up, to the poll question results, guys, and this is going to be pretty interesting. Again, folks, we asked you to vote on Twitter with today's poll question. Again, which 1990s Nickelodeon era show do you think that we could probably cast in, guys? 57% of the voters said the cast of All That is one option, and then 43% said Rocket Power. Nobody voted for the Wild Thornberrys, or You Can't Do That on television. So I guess, Shorty, to kind of think about this real quick before you wrap up here for the weekend. So, Shorty, again, I picked probably 4 of the best notable Nick shows again that have full-on, cast members. It's not like it's Family versus Family on Double Dare or whatnot. I guess, Shorty, would you, I guess, out of the 2 that got the most votes, All That or Rocket Power, which one are you picking and why?
I picked Rocket Power.
So we'll vote for Rocket Power. Crystal, what about you? Between the cast of All That or the cast of Rocket Power for us buffoons on this network panel every night?
On the voting poll, I picked All That because I actually was an All That fan, so I was a little biased with that one. But when I wrote it in, I picked You Can't Do That on TV because I feel like sometimes, especially me, I say a couple of things that you shouldn't be saying on TV. So I picked that one, but it's Shorty's fault.
So it's Shorty's fault for her picking You Can't Do That on television, which she never actually voted in. But thanks for voting in, guys. But the winner is we would be a perfect fit for the cast of All That, and I think I would probably fit in best there as the main guy, perhaps, on that show. And Todd clarifies, he says he played Turkey in the quarterfinal. He thinks he'll find. He says, I really think Brazil finds a way to win at least one game this Olympics. So with that, though, Shorty, before we wrap up tonight and wrap up for the weekend, Shorty, how about your overall thoughts so far? Because I know, guys, that 9 times out of 10, I know I brought this up the first time we came back on after vacation, is, of course, the Olympic Games guys are always covered, or always caught up in the moment of, political tensions, corruptions. Of course, Rio guys has had so many misfortunes. Of course, they've had 2 swimming pools go green for swimming and diving and synchronized swimming. They've had so many problems as well with, stadiums being built, economy problems, corruption with the government, along with, of course, the body parts and the kayaking and rowing events. But I guess, Shorty, so far, though, Shorty, what is your overall thoughts about the games so far in Rio de Janeiro, in spite of what has happened, though, before and during the events so far in this week?
I mean, when it comes just the overall games and the theatrics of it, I mean, it's just overall entertaining. I mean, we're having some, wins here and some losses, some pretty incredible losses. This was probably the most, I'd say, drama-filled, Olympic Games in a while. And, I like that. Of course, I'm rooting for U.S., but I wouldn't say that I was happy, for a couple of, U.S. Olympians to lose. But what I'm trying to say is, with them losing, you're having more, not only theatrics, but, how can I say it, more suspense to the games than just a total, domination and everyone knowing the results of every matchup. Basically, you're having that suspense, to, keep you wanting to see all the games. So I'm just enjoying it all so far.
Christy Wilson, Shorty, echoes you. But I think the word you're looking for was drama. She says she loves the drama that the Olympic Games bring. But again, Crystal, every time that this comes up, every 2 to 4 years we have the Winter Games or the Summer Games, Crystal, there's always controversy. There's always, something going on. But so far, Crystal, what have been your thoughts about the Olympic Games so far, in spite of what, of course, has happened in Rio de Janeiro, even before the Games even started, of course, with all the other nonsense going on?
I'll have to agree with Shorty. I mean, it sucks that you see, especially Team USA lose, but at the same time, it's the Olympics, and there's a lot of other great athletes there for a reason. There's a lot of other great teams there for a reason. And I have American pride, so I go, like I said, I root for Team USA for anything. It could be basket weaving. I'm still gonna be like, Team USA is #1. You know, I was watching competitive walking today. I kid you not. Literally, competitive walking. And I was going for Team USA, and it was one of the, sorry to the people who actually trained for this, it was one of the boringest things I've ever seen. But it was still Team USA, and I was rooting for them. So, but at the same time, you know, like Shorty said, it sucks that they lost, but I would love to see what team or what up-and-coming athletes or vice versa, you know, finally gets to live their dream of being an Olympic, just medaling in an Olympic, whether it's gold, silver, or bronze. It's you don't get to do that, let alone go to the Olympics. So I would agree. I mean, it sucks to see a home team go down, but at the same time, it's the storyline. You love to see who else can prove that they're great and who else can make their country proud.
With that, folks, we will call it a night and call it a weekend, folks. We, of course, again, are glad to be back with you folks after our vacation period that has come and gone. With that, though, folks, up until Monday night when we reconvene here, folks, we will actually touch base on a WNBA story on Monday night that we missed out on this evening. But with that, guys, up until Monday night, folks, enjoy the weekend. And for Crystal Thomas up in Los Angeles, along with Shorty Mamba 24, a.k.a. Tanisha Stewart, this is Cal McClure signing off tonight from Studio 171 in San Diego. Hopefully, folks will continue to enjoy the Olympic Games and enjoy more and more great suspense and drama that is the 2016 Rio Olympic Games, though, folks. With that, up until Monday night, have a safe night. Drive home safely. Thanks for stopping by and joining us, folks, and enjoy the remainder of your night. And good night. This has been the WNBA 365 Network. More Olympic Hoops talk coming up on Monday when we begin knockout round games starting on Monday sometime soon, following the conclusion and wrapping up the group stage play. With that, folks, take care and enjoy the remainder of your night and have a safe and fun weekend. Good night, folks, and good night. Bye-bye.